That's when it hit 120, and it just pumped from there. It's been bouncing up and down between 140, 135, 150, but those are pretty good gains to have in not a lot of time. So keep that in mind. So if you follow me on Twitter, I'm trying to be more, more active on there, but you might just end up making a good amount of money. Now, before I get into this next piece, remember, I'm just some dude on the internet trying to tell you what I think, telling you what I'm doing. Not necessarily investment advice, because I ain't getting paid for this. Not even the channel gets paid. So I'm just trying to help you guys out. Maybe build a brand new community that's doing something awesome in here. So let's get right into it. Quant network. Yeah, I got a slideshow. I know. I'm nerding out on this one. It's too exciting for me not to do this. So Quant network. It's the integrating blockchains without adding a blockchain. Like this might sound complicated. It's not. I'm gonna try to break it down as simply as I can. I'm not going to go into very nitty-gritty details, but I do want you to take a look at the things that I always say is important when you're looking at a new coin. And the first thing that I think everyone needs to do is look at the CEO, look at who the team is. And I could go over everybody on the team, and they have a pretty good team, but just looking at Gilbert, not Gilbert Grape, man, I can't stop thinking of that movie when I read his name every time. But he's done some pretty cool things. As far as big companies, I mean, he's been part of BP, HSBC, like he's been with some pretty big organizations. Not only that, he's been with, the Ministry of Justice and, Bank of England. Like that's pretty impressive to have in your resume. And that also means that you're pretty well connected when it comes to cybersecurity and all things blockchain. Because at the end of the day, these companies might not have blockchain things set up, but I guarantee you, they're not only talking about it, they're implementing it on the back end as well. And this is where his, background kind of comes into play. And this is like old, right? So we got even more new stuff here. He was 2 years with the Federal Reserve System. Everybody knows that blockchain is the future. They're working on stuff. So if you have somebody that has been involved this deeply when it comes to finances of a country, guess what? He knows a thing or two. Not only that, you got somebody that's on the European Commission board. That's a pretty big deal. Not only that, add to that, you got he founded the blockchain ISO standard. At the end of the day, he's trying to standardize things, and this puts him in a great position to make this company very, very profitable, right? Like if you think about it, he's got the connections, he's got the background to be able to take this thing to the next level. All right, what is this thing? Like, what's it all about, and why does it even matter? Most of all, like, this guy's a CEO. So let's talk about what he thinks about the blockchain. Like what's in his mind? Like how does he think this thing's going to be able to move forward? He understands this very basic principle. You can't control other people. Not only can you not control other people, you can't control businesses or other countries. I mean, try to think about, oh yeah, guess what, US, you're now going to utilize XRP, that's the new thing that you have to use. End of story. That's what we're going to build on and move forward. He understands people aren't going to budge like that. Businesses are more likely to adopt new technologies if they're going forward, but good luck trying to get a whole country to do something. I know that ADA is working towards something like this, which is kind of awesome, but it's very difficult for you to do something along those lines. So he also gets that blockchains don't always meet the need. What does that mean exactly? Well, at the end of the day, you can build something, and it might be wonderful for the first, second year, but it might not, be what you need long term. Sometimes you build something with, let's say speed in mind, and you didn't think about the scalability. Let's say that business that built something now, is 4 times the size of what it was before, and they weren't expecting that growth. Well, that blockchain might be a little bit not robust enough to be able to handle those things. So people need to keep in mind that this is an evolving technology. Like at the end of the day, Bitcoin is all great. I mean, I'm all for Bitcoin, but it is super, super slow. I don't think anybody was thinking about that when it was first implemented. They didn't have in mind, oh yeah, we're going to use Bitcoin as a new form of currency. So when I go out to the store to buy some bread, I need to sit around for half an hour to make sure that my transaction clears. Like that doesn't work, right? So it's not that it's a flawed system. There's no possibility for you to think of everything when you're first building a blockchain. Not only that, creating new blockchains costs time and money. And when I say time, I'm talking about roughly 8 months. That's the average development time for a new blockchain. And for you to get that done in 8 months, you're looking at about $4 million to put together a new blockchain. So he gets that making things new, it's not very fun when it comes to spending money or time. So he gets all of these things, and his idea is, how can I fix it? Not only fix it, how can I make it better? Because if you're trying to fix something, you're going to rebuild it. You're going to start from scratch. So what are we doing here? What's Quant doing?